Good evening and welcome to District 6 Stadium and the game of the week. Tonight is 4A Northern action as the Greeley Central Wildcats host the Skyline Falcons. Mike Ray along with George Oberleitner and Dean Popejoy, good to have you along. Tonight the Cats will really have a challenge with the Falcons as they are flying high tonight, having a perfect record both in the league, also in the top 10 in the state, and have offensive and defensive individuals with stats that lead both the 4A Northern and the state conferences. The two teams have faced each other the last 11 years, and of course, Central has really held their own. They won 5 out of the 11 times, and the last time that they played against the Falcons, it was October 25th of 2019. They lost that game 56-13. So the Cats are looking for several reasons tonight to win. Obviously to wreck a perfect season of the Falcons. Also looking again for revenge for last year for the loss, and to even up the series because it's 5-6 as far as the historical series. So they're looking to even this up. Let's take a look at the numbers coming into tonight in regards to the records so far. Overall, you can see the Falcons are 3-0, perfect. 2-0 league, and they score 51 points a game. That's huge. We've seen a lot of that this year. Of course, the Central Wildcats coming in at 0-3, league 0-2, and averaging 7 points. And you can see the history that we already mentioned. So really, you'd think about the numbers here in regards to the two teams. We will compare those numbers here shortly. On the rushing side, you can see really strong offense in regards to the Falcons, 343. Passing side almost as potent with 234. Total yards per game, hard to beat that. I don't care who you are, at 578. And you can see the strength of the Wildcats as well as the Falcons are the tackles per game, fairly even. So really the difference tonight is for the Cats to make a difference in the game is to really use their size. They have several players on the offense and defensive line that average 250 as up as high as 350. We're going to give you the starting lineups here shortly in just a few moments. Because of that well-balanced attack, you really have to think, what are you going to do to try to change it up a little bit? So schemes will be very important, maybe doing some things you haven't done throughout the season for the Wildcats in regards to the offense as well as the defense. The obvious strategy here for the Cats is ball control. We've talked a lot about that in the last few games. Chewing up the clock, trying to keep that running game going, and really trying to control the clock, because once the Falcons get going, they're high flying, they move fast, they're quick, and very efficient at getting the ball down the field, both in the air as well as on the ground. The other thing for the Cats tonight, very important, is a short memory, because you will see the Falcons go quickly to a score. They set up very well on the kickoffs, as you will see, and set up good returns. So a short memory and a lot of team effort in regards to double teaming the different Falcons, whoever has the ball. And that's going to make potentially the difference between a loss or a close win or a close loss. Another advantage, of course, as we talked about, is that offense and defensive line. You have several players that are over 6 feet, and again, muscle will be the key. So using that strength will be very important tonight, because as we look at the lineups here for the Falcons, they are strong, they're quick, but they're not big. So you're going to see kind of like what we saw last night in the game of the week. One team that's larger, maybe a little bit slower, but can use that muscle to make a difference. And another team, meaning the Falcons, is very quick, very efficient, and has a lot of speed. So that's going to be really the difference tonight as far as the two teams are concerned. Obviously, mixing it up. Play calls don't get predictive. We saw that several times in the game of the week where maybe a running attack worked for a while, but good teams do adjust. And really the key tonight is to try to keep them off balance. Try to go to the air, go to the quick passes in the flat or over the middle, and get rid of the ball quickly so that the defense cannot get in and swarm. We have seen that several times throughout the season, where in one instance, a very good defense learns the weaknesses quickly on the offensive line and who's going to pick up blocks and who doesn't. We saw that some adjustments last night. And of course, the defense, as we saw, swarmed around the edges and made a huge difference in the ball game. So we are set to get underway. Of course, the Cats in their traditional black, trimmed with orange, and the Falcons in white with gold. Good to have you along from District 6 Stadium. It's the game of the week. Greeley Central against the Falcons. Ball going to be taken on the 8-yard line. Looking for a hole, literally running into their own player, taken down at about the 45-yard line, where the Falcons will begin. The key tonight for the Falcons clearly is their quarterback, Chase Silva. Silva is a senior at 6'1", 185, and he is one of the top passers, not only on the 48-yard line, which we will talk about a little bit later on, but also very good on the ground game. So he is very good at scrambling. He reads very, very well and gets rid of the ball quickly when he's chased. One of the things that he's able to do is get outside of the pocket as well as pass in the pocket. Looking pass right out the gate. There's a short pass and tackle at about the 50-yard line. Traditionally, we will go over the numbers later on as far as what they do and how they attack. But a very traditional thing that we do see in high school football is they try to establish the ground game first and then go to the pass. Well, in this case, the Falcons are coming out trying to establish the pass first. 2nd and 2, ball sitting on the 48-yard line. Looking pass again, quick pass on the sideline. Losing the handle, good strip by Central. They're going to come up with it. That was a huge play by Greeley Central. And that was August Hatu. He is a senior at 5'11", stripping the ball, coming up with the ball. And Central with a good defensive start here to slow down the Falcons. That's what I say, trying to throw a wrench in the works, do something different, look to strip the ball, make it tough on them. Good start here for Central. Key for the Central Wildcats will be the quarterback, Zanoa Trujillo. He's number 3. Looking to establish that ground gain, going over the left tackle and immediately tackled.
Run by number 31, Chino Salazar.
Starting lineups here for the Central Wildcats. Zanoa Trujillo, he is the quarterback. He is at 5'11" and 165. It's Randy Macias, number 10. He's the wideout. Isaiah Escobel, number 15, also a wideout. Angelo Maestas, he is number 22, running back. Number 31, Yahir Salazar, he's a junior at 5'8", 185. And on the front line, Nathaniel Bosi, he's number 62, a guard. Evan Alvarez, he is the center, number 66. And Gilbert Avery, number 68, also on the line.
Pass by Zanoa Trujillo is complete to number 24.
3rd down, we're going to call it 5 yards.
Taken down on the play by number 20.
We'll see if they go to the air. Obvious passing down here. But Trujillo also can scramble well. He also leads the team as far as yardage on the ground. Looking quick pass. Here comes the rush. Gets it off quickly. Nice throw and catch in the flat. Losing the handle. Turnabout is fair play. We'll see if they did catch. Yep, it was an official catch and loss. So the Falcons turn it defensively just like we saw with the Cats. And they have good position here with 9:48 left here in the first quarter.
First down, Skyline.
Ball sitting on the 47-yard line. Starting lineups here for the Falcons. As we mentioned, Chase Silva, number 15 at quarterback. He is a senior. Number 25, Graydon Ridwell. Nice play up the middle, enough for the first down.
Run by number 25, Braden
So there is
Bridwell.
Bridwell. He is the leading runner, if you will, or
To the
rusher.
43-yard line.
He is
First
also
down.
a senior
Skyline.
at running back. On the front line, it's number 74, Joel Hesse. He's the tackle. Number 75, Oscar Aaron Day. He's the guard. Number 79, Caleb Allen, a tackle. Number 77, Anthony Remnick. This will be a challenge trying to, as you can see, the
Run by
speed.
number 25, Braden Bridwell.
And Bridwell once again adding some more notches to the belt, getting the first down.
Ball is placed at the
Finishing
26-yard
out is
line.
Nick
First down,
Peterson, the
Skyline.
wideout, number 84. Ball sitting on the 26-yard line. Falcons on the move. There's Bridwell. Quick burst up the middle. Spinning, getting extra yards. Taking it down to the 11-yard line.
Run by number 25,
Execution-wise,
Braden Bridwell.
excellent so far for the Falcons, opening up the holes for Bridwell.
Carlos Mejia.
Also protecting
First down.
Silva as he got off 2 passes before the strip. Looking to score here quickly. We're just underway. 8:41 left here in the first quarter. That was Miller in motion. Right side taking it down to the 1-yard line. And knocking on the door, that was Bridwell once again. But there is a flag on the play. You can see backing up is the Falcons.
Flag on the play.
So holding, that's going to push it back.
And that's going to be holding. on
And that's
Skyline.
going to be
First down.
very good. That's a welcome sign here for the Cats. 2 defensive plays already in this ball game, one by each team. Cats starting to get on the move on the nice pass play from Trujillo and then stripped by the defensive back for the Falcons. Falcons with the ball. Nice delay. Heading towards the corner. If they can stop him on the spin, takes it out of bounds at about the 1.5-yard line. As we mentioned at the beginning here, Silva very good at reading. Saw there was nothing open and took off, and you can see the big gain, reading the holes well.
Skyline.
Good to have you along on District 6 television. You can watch a rebroadcast on the YouTube channel as much as you like. Guess what? Absolutely free. And now Bridwell met quickly in the backfield. Good snuff. Cats right there to stop Bridwell. Nowhere to run. Keep in mind that front line of the Cats on the defense. You have one lineman at 250, another one at 230, another one over 300 pounds. So if they can use their strength to try to slow down Bridwell, secondary is going to play a very important role also.
Third down and 2, Skyline.
Looking pass going in, and on the slant in, very quickly scoring was the Falcons. You can see a bullet right over the middle to get 6. What a difference it makes when you have a senior quarterback in Silva. No panic. He looked left, he looked right, went over the center, hit his receiver, and that's 6 points. Extra point looks good from here, and it is good. So it's 7-0, 7.5 left here in the first quarter. Good to have you along at District 6 Stadium. You know, it's such a pleasure to look out and see the moon. And guess what? It is not orange tonight. It's actually white. So the smoke's starting to clear. We've got a good crowd, very vocal crowd here from Central. Good to have you along as well, wherever you are watching. So as we mentioned at the beginning, you think about the total yards that Skyline averages. This is an average. Close to 600 yards a game. That's unheard of. That's great for any team, college or high school or otherwise. Later on in the webcast broadcast, we're going to talk about the state, who's the leaders, and how it fares out as we finish this season. We're coming down to the end of it. Really, after this week, it's one more week, and we start heading towards playoffs. So for the Falcons, clearly their goal is to keep the momentum going. They do not want their season wrecked. They do not want to lose momentum. And what a moral victory it would be for the Central Wildcats if they can keep it close, or who knows, win the ballgame. You think about high school sports, the producer George Oberleitner and I were talking about this, and the ebbs and flow of how the teams work. Literally, they go about 5 to 6 seasons where they have very good seasons, and then, of course, you have that transition. And you think back just about 5 or 6 years ago, the Falcons were not in a very positive manner. And now you look at this team over the last 2 years, and their program has really, really picked up. Ball going to be taken on the 11-yard line. And down at about the 25-yard line where the Cats will begin once again. So the Cats opened it up on a very nice series. They won a couple of handoffs and a pass. And it looked like they were on their way until the ball was stripped. So some heads up by both defenses have made it very interesting at the beginning. 26-yard line. Trujillo on the handoff. Extra effort, got a couple of extra yards on the play. And that will bring up second down. We'll call it 2nd and 7. This will be an interesting challenge also for Randy Macias and other substitute running backs trying to establish their ground game, because the defense is very good. Both teams average in the 50s as far as tackles. So very similar there in regards to their tenacity on that front line. Play action, a lot of pressure, having to get rid of it, throwing it. And you can see hands up going, why wasn't the pass towards me? But understandably, with the pressure there, Chuck Harris was the intended receiver.
3rd down and 7, Wildcats.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down. Good idea to try to mix the pass on the play action, but not enough time to get anything going. We saw that last night on the webcast. And in this case, just a very quick short pass without the play action might be the ticket to kind of open up the field. Looking pass, here comes the pressure. On the turnaround, a little bit short, defender was there to knock it away. So that's going to bring up 4th down.
Incomplete. 4th down, Wildcats.
Lucky that that was not picked off. Again, the pressure making a difference on the last 2 pass plays. So really what's needed is somebody to pick up the rush on both sides and even up the middle. Tough thing to do when you've got such a quick team in the Falcons. I would have been surprised if they'd have tried to go on 4th and 7. Plenty of time to get the kickoff. And that will go out of bounds, and the Falcons will begin again. Beautiful night here at District 6 Stadium. We're guessing in the mid-50s. Temperature in Greeley today got up to 65. Beautiful day, and of course a beautiful night here for football. So we'll see what kind of rabbit is pulled out of the hat once again. The Falcons have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. And it'll be interesting to see if they do a lot of misdirection or just go with their standard repertoire of plays against the Central Wildcats. So a lot of discussion here. We're not sure if there was a penalty on the play. And it looks like they might go for a re-kick here. Yep, we're going to do it again. Hard to believe with this short season we're almost to the playoffs. And this will go against the Cats, so they're going to mark it back 5. And we'll try it again.
And offsides, Greeley Central.
Yep, there it is, offsides.
5-yard penalty.
This is going to be a short kick. See if and it goes out of bounds. So great field position here for the Falcons. So we'll see what kind of defense that the Central Wildcats can muster up here. Again, swiping at the ball is a very good idea if they can do more of that. Clearly, you think about the attack that the Falcons have. You know that there's going to be a lot of passing. So if you can keep them in front of you and then look to swipe the ball loose like we saw at the very beginning of the game, that could make a difference. Ball sitting on the 41-yard line of the Cats. Shotgun here for the Falcons. Going right to the air again. Plenty of time. Over the middle. Almost picked off. Good defense by the Cats. There to knock it away was Luis Barraza.
Second down.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So I like the adjustment that we see the Cats already. On the pass, you could see several defenders in the neighborhood and making a difference. Quick pass outside, wide open, and immediately taken down, about a 9-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Pass by Chase Silva is complete.
So Silva already starting to connect very efficiently. Very sharp passing.
3rd down and 1, Skyline.
The routes are very well run by this team. Ridwell easily going to get the 1st down, following the guard and then hammer. Got about 4 in the play, and then move the chains in, get the 1st down.
Brought down on the play by a destruction of Wildcats. The Skyline still got the 1st down to the 28-yard line.
Ball sitting on the 28-yard line, 5.5 left here in the 1st quarter. Falcons on the move once again. We will cover what's left in this season, and the Falcons have some interesting challenges as they finish out the season. Looking past, here comes the pressure, knocked down. We'll see if they called that a forward pass or not. But the defense was right there for the Cats.
On the play, hit by number 22.
And that was huge. As we've seen with some of the Greeley teams, we are seeing some very nice glimmers here as far as defense and offense. We've already seen that with the Cats here twice tonight on 2 very good defensive plays. 2nd and 10. Motion, I'm surprised they didn't call that on a motion play against the Falcons. Looks like it's going to be enough for the 1st down on the run.
Run by number 25.
So that's Bridwell again.
For a 1st down, but wrapped up by
And Bridwell is huge, you can see, in regards to his speed.
Victor Martinez.
Not very tall, but again, using what he has in extreme quickness. And we've seen that. That's been a tendency of the different teams that we've seen here in the game of the week. The leading running backs are very small, but very, very quick. Bridwell again, big hole, left side. Angling, enough for the 1st down, got 13 on the play. They'll move the sticks unless there's a
Run by
flag.
number 25, Braden Bridwell.
So Bridwell very patient on that run. You can see looking to cut.
6-yard line, tackled on the play by
But the Cats were stringing it out, so he just used his speed to angle to get that 13 and get the 1st down. Nice play by Bridwell. Ball sitting on the 7. Bridwell again looking to cut. Nice block, but pulled down. Good play by the Cats. Stringing that out on the tackle was Carlos Mejia, the senior at 5'8", 155.
Logan Miller tackled on the play by number 20, Carlos Mejia again.
So some quickness and a good read by Mejia to prevent really could have been a touchdown. Second and goal, ball sitting on the 5-yard line. Right up the middle, nice fake. We'll see if he got the score, and he did. So a design play, Silva with the fake going left, and then just went right up the middle and got the touchdown.
Just hadn't fumbled and we gone out and got a little score.
3:31 left here in the first quarter. Falcons looking for the extra point. And it is good. So it's a quick 14-0. Skyline Falcons on top. As we mentioned at the beginning of the webcast broadcast, really the key here is a short memory and, of course, adjustments. The Cats do have some very good talent, and really they're going to have to practice more ball control and just being steady on that front line to be able to give Trujillo enough time. Going to the play action was a nice idea, but you just don't have enough time to be able to pull it off with the charge that we're seeing here with the Falcons. So mixing it up, go with some very quick passes in the flat or on the sideline and see if they can get and open up the field here might be the ticket and the prescription to get the Cats offense going. Cats coming in tonight, as we showed you at the outset, averaging 7 points a game, but they have enough speed to clearly get a lot more points. Ball going to be taken right on the 10-yard line, bobbled. Looking to make a hole. Nice cut. Little speed. Hang on to the ball. Taken down to the 41-yard line. That was a very nice run and really a great reaction by Caden Mace. He is a freshman at 5'3" and 120. Also a wideout. And a nice cut by Mace to make it exciting and put the Cats in very good territory. Really, it looked like with the bobble there, it could have been a major loss, but keeping his head, the freshman, just making a nice cut, showing some of that speed, going left, following the blocks, and they're now sitting on the 41-yard line. Handoff, cut up the middle, making his way, dancing, extending the play, got about 3 on the play. And that was Yahir Salazar, the junior at 5'8", 185. Nice run. You think about it from a chess match, if you can average 3 to 4 yards a carry, you're going to be in this ball game, meaning for Central. So Yahir with a nice carry. Second and 7. Receivers split wide right and left. Skipping. Trujillo looking. There's the pressure. Got a man open. Nice throw and catch. Nice cutback. Going to extend the play. Taking it down to the 40-yard line.
Pass by Genoa Trujillo is complete to number 16, Lupe Guzman.
And a nice throw and catch. That was Lupe Guzman. He's a sophomore at 5'6", 145. And you can see clearly Lupe was thinking fake there. Very good concentration to bring the ball in and extend the play. On the play action looking, pass down the middle, nice throw and catch over the middle. Should be enough for the first down.
And a beautiful throw by Genoa Trujillo to number 10, Randy Macias.
So that was Randy Macias on the reception.
Really
really like the way that they're coming out and attacking. Generally, the Cats will go to the ground game, but mixing it up tonight, which is what is needed to catch the defense of the Falcons, and so far doing a very good job in this series. 2 nice passes. There's the keeper looking. Defense is there. Going to try to outrun it. Does. There's a block. Trujillo may have gotten 2 or 3 on the play. We'll see what kind of forward progress we get. A lot of spirit in these Cats tonight. You can see they want this one. They want to make a game of this.
26-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
So gaining 5 on the play was Trujillo. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Ball sitting on the 26-yard line.
5 Wildcats. Hey, Wildcats crowd, let's support our Wildcat football team. I
like the fact that they're going weak side on the passes, trying to catch the defense off guard. Instead of going strong side, they're going weak side. Here comes the rush. Nice screen play. Opening it up. Taking it down, spinning, trying to extend it down at the 5. And the crowd is excited, understandably. That was Yahir Salazar once again. Big play.
Defenders down to the 6-yard line. Gain of 20 on the play. First and goal.
This might be, for this season, one of the best series that the Cats are putting up on the field against a very good Falcons defense. So a tip of the cap here to the Cats. So there's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll just keep it right here. Talk a little bit more about some of the team leaders. So Graydon Bridwell, you think about what he's done in this season so far, has averaged on the rushing side 251.7 yards a game. Yeah, you heard it correctly. That's huge. Salazar, who just made that nice run, averages a very respectable 42 yards. Silva, of course, the quarterback, averages over 200 yards to be exact, 217 yards a game passing. Very impressive. Also on the total yard side, Silva averages, the quarterback, 302 yards a game. So this will be interesting as the season progresses, as they get into playoffs, what the Falcons will do. This could be one of their biggest seasons ever. But meanwhile, it's the Cats. Cats show right now doing a good job, spirited, trying to pound their way down to the 1-yard line. And you can see doing some power running by the Cats, going with some muscle to try to power their way in. Nice idea. That was Victor Martinez, the junior, at 5'7", 280. Wow, that's a fullback. Trying to pound again. This time the defense is there swarming. Again, another good idea, but the defense reacted. So Salazar was stopped. May have lost a couple of yards on the play. They did lose 2 on the play.
And that'll have to happen in the second quarter.
So that will do it after 1. Score is 14-0. Falcons on top. You're watching the game of the week. We'll be right back. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. 14-0 Skyline on top. Well, what we're seeing here is some very nice execution and a very nice drive here by the Greeley Central Wildcats. Some very good running, good execution, and good passing and extra effort. And they're looking to score. There's the keeper. There's the pitch right side. Salazar loses it.
We got it back, though.
It was not secured. We'll see if a Wildcat came up with it. It looked like the Falcons had it, but fortunately, the Cats were there. And it's a shame because he had a wall of blockers, meaning Salazar, and just did not secure the handoff.
By number 30.
May have gotten a little anxious there in the handoff between Trujillo and Salazar.
Fourth down and goal,
So
Wildcats.
now an interesting decision here by the Wildcats. Do they want to go for the touchdown or go for the 3?
Timeout, Wildcats.
They're sitting literally on the 2-yard line. So as we saw earlier, a nice attempt using Victor Martinez at 280. Normally plays a nose guard, but they pulled him out his normal position to have him go as a fullback, and it looked like a tough tackle there. Of course, the key there, if you're going to use him, is you want to blast it up the middle versus trying to go sideline. If you're going to try to go sideline and try to go over a tackle, then you obviously want to go with more speed in Salazar. So we'll see what kind of strategy. I don't believe they're going to go for a field goal here. Why not? Why not throw the dice and see what you can do as far as trying to get a touchdown here? So far, they've had some good momentum in this series. Second quarter, 11:34 left. Play action, going to try to run it himself. Got the corner, going to get it. And the touchdown. So the play action worked, and you can see the speed of Trujillo running for the corner, and he gets 6. Very nicely done. And Trujillo doing a good job. As soon as he did the fake, he was heading out. He knew no pass. He was just going to take it himself. So Central on the board with 6 points, looking to add an extra point. And that's blocked. Really, I don't think that would have made it anyways. The kick was low. But nonetheless, Central with 6 on the board. So the score now, as we are in the second quarter, 14-6, Central making a run. I want to repeat myself. You can watch a rebroadcast of this as much as you like. And you can see the upcoming games. Next week, it's going to be the showdown. The two Greeley teams, Greeley Central, Greeley West, will be playing against each other. Always a great game, always very spirited. The fun part about doing that game is you can hear when the two teams are coming in and all the support. Basically, it's a parade downtown, if you will, or a caravan coming in, and you can hear them literally miles away. So again, next week, you can find out the game time. Just go to District 6 website, and you can find out more information not only about that game, but the final games to come. So Central really with a nice roll there, and really a nice momentum builder, and I want to say confidence builder, this being a young team. I feel like we're at a baseball game here. Just need a hot dog, that's what we need. We need hot dogs. So Central set to kick, Falcons ready to receive. Really, if they can make a good stop here and keep the Falcons from going and scoring here, do a 3-and-out ball, take it on the 10. Oh, nice cut. You can see the speed heading for the house. And taken down at about the 39-40 yard line of the Cats. And off to the races. That was a nice return by the Falcons. And that was Bridwell. So Bridwell being used in many ways, obviously on the return as well as in the backfield, a little bit slow to get up. You think about, you don't want to get one of your star running backs hurt in this game. You still got another week or two to go and the playoffs. And you got to remember the training to come into this season was not extensive, so maybe not quite as toned as you would want them to be athletically. A lot of discussion here. We're trying to figure out what the delay is. But we're set to begin. In the shotgun, there's the handoff. Bridwell spinning, getting a few extra yards. Obviously did not get hurt on the return. But you can see the speed of Bridwell on the return. He galloped for about 25-30 yards before they finally slowed him down. If they had nailed him, there were two defenders in the neighborhood, but that, if he gets past one, it's going to be tough because Bridwell is tough to get down because of his spin moves. 2nd and 7. Bridwell again, spinning. Should be enough. Yep, going to get the first down. So when you're averaging 260, 250 a game, clearly that is the guy you want to tell. You want to get several as far as scouting. You want to get 2 or 3 looking for Bridwell, trying to slow him down. Ball sitting on the 29-yard line. Looking pass, left side, got a nice hole and cut. Using the stiff arm, taking it down to about the 7-yard line. And on the reception was Logan Miller. He is a sophomore wideout. Also plays cornerback in regards to the defense. So Logan with a nice play and a nice game. And in the driver's seat is the Falcons once again. 10-11 left here in the second quarter. Good to have you along. 14-6. Falcons looking to add more. Pitch right side. There goes Bridwell looking for the corner. Spinning. Getting close to the touchdown. Players seem to think they got it. Looks like it's going to be a little bit short, about the half-yard line. Nice effort again by Bridwell, 2nd and goal. There's the keeper. We'll see what the official mark is. That was a pretty good defensive play. I don't see the hands up yet.
Skyline touchdown.
So they do get the touchdown. And adding 6 more and looking for the extra point.
Hey, Forrest, you there? Forrest, you there? Put Albie on real quick, or are you going to kick the turn?
Plenty of leg. You look, oh, no good, actually. Missing wide. But you look at the kicker here for the Falcons, and he has plenty of leg. What I'm thinking is, strategically, when you get into playoffs, you're probably going to see more field goals. So it's nice to have somebody that can kick it 30 or 40 yards, and you can see by the trajectory and the strength behind the leg that field goal kicker will get you a name and a number here in a minute. Obviously can do that. So as you get into playoffs, it's a whole different picture. Obviously you're going to be looking to score touchdowns, but the defense really picks up when you start getting into the first and second rounds of the playoffs. And that's where you're going to need to go to your kicker to get extra points, not only extra points, but field goals. 20-6, answering back quickly, but missing the extra point. We'll see if Central can answer back here after that nice series. Going to be a little bit short, taking it about the 17-yard line. Nice cut back, trying to extend it, spinning, taken down. Stopped at about the 24-yard line. So we'll see what kind of mixture of plays, what kind of prescription will be used here. They did go pass, which did open things up for Central. And that's a good idea, and you really build the confidence in Trujillo. Trujillo, keep in mind, is only a freshman. So a lot of poise for the freshman coming into this game, making some nice passes and a nice run.
Go bananas.
Handoff. Nice following the blockers. Extending the play. That was huge. I really like the spirit that Salazar answering back, moving the sticks. Central making a nice game of this evening. Really fundamental football that we're seeing here going over the tackle and guard. Weak side, potentially looking pass, going to keep it as Trujillo. And slam to the turf. Not much, if any, gain. Looks like he may have gotten about a yard on the play.
Trujillo, 1 yard, 2nd down and 9, Wildcats.
It will be interesting in the next 2 to 3 years, the development of Trujillo. Very good management of the team so far. And very tough to step in. You think about it, last year he was in middle school. 8:27 left here in the second quarter. 2nd and 9. Looking past Trujillo, there's in the flat. Oh, just missing. Had the man open. Opportunity. So trying to hit Seth Rubentwari, 6'1". He is a junior and 160 pounds at wideout. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Had him open, just going a little bit wide on the pass. May have gotten a little bit anxious there.
Yeah, that'd be good. Crocodile. Hey. I mean, we could run it on these guys, coach.
There's the handoff. Dancing, trying to extend the play. Going to be short of the first down.
4th and about 6, coach.
And that was Mark Sanchez on the
Run by
run.
number 24, Mark Sanchez.
So Mark Sanchez at 5'7", also a junior.
43
Some fairly good size. I mean, so far on the running back side, we're seeing
4th down and 5.
a nice dosage of Salazar, who is a junior, number 31, and then Sanchez, also a junior, very similar in size and abilities. 4th and 7. There goes the kick.
I love what they do that, though.
Skipping off the side of the foot. Got a little bit of a central roll. And the ball will be taken at about the 27-yard line. 7:20 left here in the second quarter. Good to have you along. 22-6. Really important series for the Cats. If they can hold them, get a 3 and out, or at least allow them not to score, they have time to potentially score a touchdown as we head towards halftime.
7:20 remaining in the half.
We go back to Skeeter. Hey, coach, we can run on these guys.
Trujillo obviously had a nice option there, just not able to complete that pass. That would have kept the series going. Play action. Couple of fakes, this time taking it on the run. Nothing open. That tells you the secondary doing a good job of defending the receivers. So Silva forced to run, but making a good decision and gaining about 8 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Ball sitting on the 35-yard line.
2nd down and 2. Skyline.
Falcons really look like a well-oiled machine, really, is what I'm seeing here this evening. Up the middle, Bridwell trying to keep him from spinning for the first down. It's going to be close.
And a run by number 25.
Really good team effort on the tackles here by the Cats. It's not 1 or 2. You see 2 or 3 or even up to 4. Centering in enough for the first down, though, moving the sticks on is Bridwell.
Coach, I mean, I'm telling you, coach, crocodile, and if you're gonna... Hey, empty. Oh, no, right.
37-yard line. Looking pass. Nice throw over the middle on the slant. Got about 6 or 7 on the play. It's going to bring up second down. Really doing just kind of nickel and diming it here is Silva. Very nice composure, getting at least 2 to 3 seconds to think about the pass. Offensive line doing their job, also allowing the wideouts to get their routes completed. Watch out for Nick Peterson, number 84, on the left side for the Falcons. There's a handoff. Bridwell going to cut and make the first down. Getting a lot more is Bridwell. Bridwell, of course, as we mentioned earlier, they don't have sizes on him, but I'm guessing he's probably about 5'5". But because of his shiftiness and his ability to spin, makes it very tough to pull him down. 43-yard line. Falcons extending this, more importantly, the way they're using this clock. Nice mixture of both handoffs as well as passing. Left side, defense is there, but a nice cut by Bridwell. Bridwell extending it again. You can see, trying to pull him down, but it's not easy to do. And he has taken it about the 28-yard line.
Results in the first down at the 27-yard line.
It will be very interesting once the playoffs happen, how effective will Bridwell be against bigger teams.
Need a little energy out there. Let me hear you, Wildcat Nation. Let's go!
Bridwell again. This time held to about a 2-yard or 1-yard gain. If you can keep Bridwell to that, to even 2 and 3 yards, that's a big victory. Tough thing to do. He's probably averaging about 10 to 12 yards a carry this evening. Ball sitting on the 25-yard line. 2nd and 8. In motion, good idea, getting away from Bridwell, going right side. On the carry, it was Logan Miller. Miller very similar in stature and ability, maybe not quite the same speed that we see in Bridwell, but a nice option to go to when they're currently looking at Bridwell. So it's first down again for the Falcons. 3:53 left here in the second quarter as we march towards halftime. Here's the pitch to left side. That is Bridwell. A nice defensive play coming from behind. And in on the black tackle with Salazar. That was huge. I like what I'm seeing here, both in Salazar and Sanchez. Both play, as I said, similar size, and on the defense, on the defensive secondary, these are going to be good players here next year, and they're good now. And off right side again, Miller. Miller looking for a hole, dancing, trying to extend it. Should be enough for the first. We'll see what the mark is.
Is pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Another tough running, or I should say rusher here for the Falcons. Obviously a little bit different. You see more shiftiness in Bridwell, and you see more really hesitation and waiting for something to open. In Miller, just a little bit different style of running. You can see him literally dancing, kind of extending, waiting for something, for a blocker to open up the hole for him. So it's 1st and goal for the Falcons, looking to score again before halftime. Bridwell's taking it in for the score. Made that look awfully easy.
And ran by number 25, Greeley Central Wildcats. Touchdown at 2:08.
That offensive line, if you look at the size of some of the players on the offensive line in the center, really making a difference here this evening for the Falcons. Very tough to try to defend that. So they're going to go 2-point conversion, looking pass. Nice throw and catch. And no surprise who they went to. They went to Nick Peterson for the 2-point conversion and scoring. So that extends it to 28 points on the board, 2-6 for Central. A little over 2 minutes left here until halftime. But you look at that offensive line, that is a good size offensive line. And the center very efficient as far as getting the snap off quickly, which makes a huge difference in the continuity of the play. We saw earlier with Central having some problems there on handoffs, and really that quickness as far as the continuity in getting the play off, and that's where they had some troubles earlier in the ball game. But nonetheless, Central looking good tonight. It's fun to watch and see the excitement here by the crowd. Squib kick. It's going to go 10. It goes out of bounds, trying to save it.
And the onside kick is...
And we see a player down here for Central. We're trying to get a number here, not getting up. And holding the knee, and this does not look good. So you can see the trainer out there working on the player, moving the knee, trying to see if there's some extensive damage there done. So looking at some more numbers as we're waiting to see how the player does, if they're able to get him up, and so far we don't see a stretcher going out there, so it's not that serious in the sense that it's something that you need medical physicians for. But they want to make sure that they're able to get him up on his own power, maybe more of a twisted knee, able to get up, and that's a good sign. A little bit of a limp, but able to do it on his own. Very good sign here for the Central player. Looked like Alejandro Herrera, a senior at 220 and 5'7", able to get off on his own power. Good sign. So Central ready to attack here. Just a little over 2 minutes left here, finishing this one out. In the shotgun. Handoff, that's Salazar. Inching his way forward, got about a yard on the play. That'll bring up second down. So swarming defense, no surprise that we're seeing here by the Falcons.
1:55 remaining in the half.
As we look at some numbers here again, Chase Silva, on average points per game, averages 15 points himself a game. And then you have Bridwell. 2nd and 9. Ball sitting on the 46-yard line. Looking pass. Going to try to go over the shoulder. We'll see if there is. Yep, there's a flag on the play. And you can see the foul there. And it's going to be, it looks like Gabe Contreras, that it's going to be called on. So that'll move the ball up here for Central. Clearly, the wideout here for Central had him beat, nothing to do, but you saw the bump and it's going to be pushed up. So some good route running here by the Central Wildcats. Nice feather pass. And you see the result of the flag. So 39-yard line. Good opportunity here for the Cats. They got plenty of time to score. Fake it. Nice run up the middle. Trujillo extending it. Got about 8 on the play. Did the fake on the pass and then just took off right up the middle. Enough to get 8. Good play. Actually check that mark a little bit less. It's they got 6 on the play. It's 2nd and 4. Trying to inch their way up. A lot of bodies flying. So Salazar again on the carry. We're seeing a lot of work by Salazar tonight. We'll probably see Sanchez here momentarily. Timeout on the field with 54 seconds left. A little discussion on what they want to do. This would be huge if Central could score here. We're not saying that they're going to go on to win the game. Not saying they can't. But just for some momentum to build, obviously that one series where they put 6 on the board, very well executed and very well called as far as the offensive plays. Clearly catching the Falcons off guard, not only on the pass plays, but also some of the running that was done, and bringing in very much a power fullback that we saw at 280 pounds. We've not seen that this season. 54 seconds left. Opportunity here for the Cats. Still plenty of time. Looking right side. Got plenty of time. Nice throw and catch. Hung on to it. Going out of bounds. Smart play. Now for the first down. Nice throw and catch. I like the way they got him out of the pocket. Completion to Isaiah Escobar, the senior at 5'7". So Cats moving. I like this. Hitting a wide open receiver. You could see Escobar almost losing the handle slightly there. Got a little excited. Nonetheless, getting the first down. A little bit short on the pass. Probably a good thing. If he'd have gotten that pass off, that could have been picked off. So that might have been slightly intentional by Trujillo seeing the defenders. And that actually worked out, even though the pass was a little bit short. It saved potential pickoff. 44 seconds left. Ball still sitting on the 28-yard line. Where they've been very successful are the passes out on the flat on the outsides of the field, not down the middle. Here comes the rush. Having to throw it. That could, yep, it is picked off. Nice run back. Extending it on the run.
Pass by Trujillo is intercepted by number 5.
So Gutierrez on the run. On the pickoff, and that was all set up by a lot of pressure on Trujillo. Just no time whatsoever, and trying to force one, and you see the result. 31 seconds left. We'll see if the Falcons make an aggressive move or just run the clock out. Flag on the play. I'm a little surprised that they don't have the referees mic'd up in this. So moving it up 5 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Penalty on the Wildcats. 5-yard penalty. 1st and 5. Skyline.
Nice read, scrambling. Going weak side, got a man open. Nice throw and catch. Going to get the first down. Losing the handle. We'll see if Central comes up with it. So on the reception, it was Nick Peterson. And that was Bridwell that got the ball back here for the Falcons. Wow. How valuable is Graydon Bridwell? Also, heads-up play following his receiver, able to pick that off so that the Falcons don't lose the ball. 18 seconds left. Ball sitting on the 44-yard line. With this kind of offense and the arm that we are seeing, I would not be surprised to see Silva go deep down the field on the pass. There it goes. Yeah, he's going end zone. Got a man open. Got two men open. That could have been 6. You had 2 men wide open, just overthrowing. And clearly that was about 44 yards in the air. So plenty of arm there. 10 seconds left here until halftime. 2nd down. So some very good wideouts getting wide open. Pass just a little bit long. Here comes the pressure, gonna escape. Like the way Central's making him earn this one. Pass downfield, man wide open. Hit him in the hands and dropped. Wow. And it was Bridwell that dropped the pass. Hard to believe. Hit him literally right on the shoulder pad and dropped, and that's halftime. So our score as we take a little break here is 28-6. We'll be back before the second half kickoff, give you some numbers. You're watching the game of the week here from District 6 Stadium. We'll be back.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Oh, sweetie. Okay, you know what? Let's take off his sweatshirt. Get rid of pictures of him. You don't have to look at him. Goodbye, Dave.
Mom, you don't understand. He's tagged in like 400 of my posts.
I can cut out tags.
No, that's not how it works.
What is a tag?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love to share their first with you.
You made your house a reality. Homeschooling yourself on loans, color-coding listings, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. If you can ace house hunting, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Hi, I'm Abby Weaver from Northridge High School, and I'm a senior. Things are pretty good right now, as good as it can get with everything going on. My grades are good. The classes I'm in are actually pretty interesting right now. So we're learning about muscles and different college algebra things. And so for Northridge, because I'm also at Ames, but the Northridge one that's my favorite is anatomy. Right now we're talking about muscles and just how it relates, how they contract and move. And I think it's super fun because I'm an athlete and I get to finally kind of understand the mechanisms of all that work. Well, the mornings are always Northridge and then the afternoons are Ames. And so what I've learned is that whatever homework or topics we're working on, regardless of the school, I have to get ahead on it and then focus in on the lectures and things so I don't get completely overwhelmed because I'm also at a job and I have family stuff. So it's really just making sure I don't get behind on anything. Ever since I was little, I was always encouraged to do everything, to find my niche and what I'm strongest at and to use it. And things like Stuco and sports and all those things, they provide me an outlet to be a voice for people, which is super important to me, and just to channel a lot of advocacy and activism. I think how in sports you can train and you can be doing really good in practice and maybe you have a bad meet, to know that that's natural and things happen like that. And so I take it into the classroom as, say I studied really well and I did a little bit, or I did bad on a test. I won't get as down on myself. I'll know that I'll just pick myself back up again with the next thing that comes my way. Right now, I've applied to most of my colleges. I'm waiting for another to open up, and I'm just focusing on scholarships.
That's what I'm talking about. You may take the field in performance.
Blake
Yeah, wow. But those tubas know how to work with it. You know, they're good to go. And the drum squad. Mandalorian. That comes out tonight. Everybody all excited?
Give it up for our Greeley Central marching band.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium, and it is halftime. We're finishing out. And an interesting show so far that we've seen a very good effort tonight by the Greeley Central Wildcats. Yes, they are down 28-6, but at times some signs of brilliance. It started off early in the ball game where a defensive play stripped the ball from the Falcons at the opening, and literally an opportunity there for the Wildcats to put something on the board. Then it was the Falcons' turn to turn around, as they say, fair play, and make a similar play, stripping a ball away and preventing really the Central Wildcats from making their move. But as we expected, we did expect Skyline to put on a very good offensive show, and it was really led by Graydon Bridwell, the senior running back, of course, running left, running right, running up the middle, making cuts, doing spin moves. We're guessing, we don't have any official numbers, but clearly over 100 yards in this game already with several scores. And of course, no surprise to see Chase Silva, the quarterback, doing the same. Of course, you have two leaders here. We're going to talk about how they have led the 4A Northern League and how they stand in regards to the state. That's later on in the webcast broadcast. But we did expect that, and as we saw towards the end of the second quarter, an opportunity there for Silva to make a long pass. He had two chances, and one hitting Bridwell right in the numbers, and Bridwell was not able to bring it in, literally bouncing it off of his shoulder pad, and of course that ended the half. But again, some very good moments here for the Greeley Central Wildcats. We saw some nice passes by Trujillo, the freshman, under pressure a lot in this ball game, and you saw as we were finishing out the second quarter, literally he made a wounded duck pass and panicked a little bit. There was a lot of pressure being put on him. We saw that a couple of times in the game, but at times some very good passes, throwing in the flat, throwing it on the outside, and of course you saw the run for the touchdown on the play action pass. So some very good moments for both teams, and really some encouraging moments as we see the growth and maturity of these Greeley Central Wildcats. So we're about ready, set underway. It's going to be the Cats ready to receive, as we mentioned, in their black and orange, and we are underway here in the second half. Ball going to be taken on the 17-yard line and pulled down quickly, about a 7-yard gain, and the Cats will resume.
And the kickoff is returned by number 6.
So on the return, it was Caden Mace. He is a freshman. A lot of freshmen on this team. A few juniors that we've seen, very few seniors on this team. But that's encouraging because you can see some very good moments here by these Central Wildcats, including Zonaya Trujillo. Trujillo, you think at 5'11", got a lot of growth to go here, and most likely will be over 6 feet or maybe even 6'1" in the years to come. So a penalty on the play that's going to put the Cats back in the hole. Ball going to be sitting at the 17-yard line. Handoff. Most likely that's Salazar in the scrum. Got some of that yardage back. We're going to call it a gain of 3. That will bring up second down.
Run by Chino Chavez Salazar up the middle for a 5-yard gain.
So they are calling it a 5-yard gain. That's encouraging also. 2nd and 5. One of the things that we see, a very positive note here in the Wildcats, is they are very spirited tonight. They want to make a mark here on these Falcons. And we saw that late in the first quarter heading into the second quarter. A lot of spirit as they were marching down on some good drives. 2 hands on the ball, may have gained a yard or 2 on the play. And that was Salazar. It's going to bring up third down.
Gain of 1 on the play. Tackled by number 78.
So it's going to be 3rd and 4. Ball sitting now on the 20, we're going to call it the 23-yard line. Split receivers on the right side. Looking pass. Getting out of the pocket. Good idea. Nice throw over the middle. And a good reception. Nice idea. I really like the fact that they're getting Trujillo out of the pocket, giving him a little more time. That was Jorge Reynoso on the reception. He is a senior and moving the sticks for the first down. So you give Trujillo a little time, he can be very effective. He's got a good arm. And sitting him in the pocket always is not the best answer that we've seen tonight, but when he gets out of the pocket, he does a very good job. Handoff. Nice run, spin. Going to get it 6 or 7 on the play. Going over the left tackle.
To the 39-yard line.
So taking it to the 39-yard line was Angelo Maestas. He is a senior at 5'7", 155. 2nd and 3. Handoff. Salazar quickly met, lost a yard on the play. 4 players in on the tackle. And you just can't, that's a tough one. There's no way that you can get out of that. Mainly it was Aaron Gonzalez. The first 2 hit Salazar. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Ball sitting on the 38-yard line. Good to have you along. District 6 Stadium, game of the week. Looking quick pass. Drew, here comes the rush. Trying to get out of it. We'll see. Nope, was not a catch on the interception. That is something that Trujillo has to work on. Is sometimes you just have to eat the ball or at least try to throw it out of bounds instead of just throwing it in the neighborhood. And you can see that would have been the 3rd pickoff of the evening. So that will be something to work on. Clearly, Trujillo will be heard from in the future. Is going to be up 4th down. Most likely they go into that mode where it looks like they're going to make a play of it, and then they do the switch on the kick. And there's a timeout by the Cats. So we're going to keep it right here. Let's take a moment and take a look at the standings here for the 4A Northern. And as you can see, Loveland is in the lead, no surprise there, and Skyline right with them at 2-0. We saw Loveland on the game of the week. They average 50 points a game, as well as Skyline. Skyline averages 51. Right behind them, the Trojans, Longmont, at 1-1. Then comes Monarch, name we have not heard for in years. If you remember going back about 10 to 12 years ago, Monarch was always up there. And then, of course, is Greeley Central and Greeley West. But those transition years, and you can see a lot of talent. Probably in a year or so, we will see both West and Central more towards the top of the 4A Northern. At Salazar on the Wildcat. Nice cut, going to get the first down. Extending the play, using that power and his legs. And that was a nice gain going over the right tackle. Looking for the hole, very patient, and then hitting it hard and getting the first down. Ball sitting now on the, they're calling it the 48-yard line. I'm going to say 49-yard line. And it's first down for the Cats. So for Trujillo, in this case, you know they're going to put pressure on him. If he can learn to throw the ball away versus throwing a wounded duck, could lead to some more points and extended drives. Handoff again, 2 hands on the ball. Nice run, nice gain of about 5 yards on the play. That was Salazar again. Very good effort tonight. He's going to have some good numbers. Salazar averages close to 60 a game. Being a junior And as that offensive line continues to mature, he could be a 100-yard rusher next season. 2nd and 5. Play action, nice idea, hitting in the flat. Going to be enough clearly for the first down or close to the first down on the reception. And extending it was Isaiah Escobar. Gone to him a couple of times, called his number, and he's delivered. Going to be a little bit short by about a yard. That brings up 3rd and 1. Thought that extra effort would get it for him.
Wildcat Nation, this is where we gotta hear you. Let's go!
Power play. Oh, they're going to the big man on this. Good idea. And that's going to be a tough tackle. That was a great call. A lot of fight going in that one. I like that call. That was Isaac Rivera on the run. Actually, check that. That's Leon Ramirez. Leon at 6'1", 285, normally a guard. Kind of looks like the central version of Refrigerator Perry here this evening. Ball sitting on the 35-yard line. Pitch right side, Salazar. Very good positive yardage here by Salazar. In the second half, he's probably getting about 5 and 6 yards a carry. Really, you think about what they're doing tonight, going to Leon Ramirez, that's a good idea. He can open up some holes there. If you use him as a fullback to open it up for Salazar, that could make it very interesting. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Don't forget, next week, Central and West. Spinning, getting about 2 or 3 more yards on the carry. And going right back to Victor Martinez. So we're seeing Martinez more here in the second half.
3rd down and 3, Wildcats.
Hard to believe at 285 Martinez, and he's not fully grown yet. Martinez only a junior, normally plays guard. Battle up the middle. It's going to be short of the first down.
And the QB keeper by Genoa Trujillo.
So on the carry, it was Zanaya Trujillo. Not able to get the first. It's going to be a 4th down.
And 2, Wildcats.
So 4th and 1, interesting call here. Do you go back to Martinez or do you go to Salazar? Or do you go play action, as we've seen, and they did run it successfully with the quarterback Trujillo here? Oh, they're going to go field goal. Wow, not seen this attempt here. A little practice here for the Wildcats. And it's going to be Fabian Hernandez looking to get the field goal.
Just go for it. Hey, Coach, we just got to go for it.
I'm a little surprised that they're not going to go for it.
And that's a delay of game. Greeley Central.
So they're going to call it delay of game, and this may see if it puts them out of field goal range. Wow. So that moves it back. Still waiting to see what we're going to do here. Yep, we're going to go field goal. Now the 5 yards tagged on, so that's going to make it a little bit more interesting here for Hernandez. Field goal attempt, it is blocked. And down is the kicker. Let's see, they're looking for a flag here. And a run back, good idea. And it looks like on the run, we don't have an official number on the Falcon, but but a very nice run nonetheless. So catching really the Cats off guard. And you can see the Cats were looking for some kind of flag because of the running into the kicker.
To the 43-yard line. First down, Falcons with 4:59.
So the Falcons will take over at the 43-yard line of the Cats. We'll see if they go back to the air. That's the way they opened up the first half. There's the handoff. No surprise there. I'm guessing it is Birdwell. Yep, it is.
For a gain of 7 on the play.
Birdwell getting 7 on the play. It's going to bring him 2nd and 3.
Second down and 4. Skyline.
Looking pass. Nobody open. Goes down the middle. Got a man open there. And a nice defensive swat. Not in my house. And knocked down nicely. And in on the defensive play was Lupe Guzman. Guzman, the sophomore at 5'6", with a nice swat and preventing any kind of score. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Third down, Skyline.
So right on it was Guzman, and timing that perfectly so that there was no penalty. On the keeper, spin move. If they can stop him, it looked like it was short of the first down. We'll see if they give any kind of forward progress here for Silva. Boy, that was close. So they're going to go on 4th and 1. There's the sneak, and should be enough for the first down. We'll see what kind of mark that is. You can see trying to get the quick snap. Officials looking this one over, and they do give it to him.
And by a matter of inches, first down.
So really good extra effort there by Silva. Really kind of spinning and fighting his way to get that extra yardage initially to set up that plunge there for 1, and of course getting the first down. 3:42 left, clock is moving. We're in the 3rd quarter. Good to have you along. 28-6, Falcons on the move. Looking pass, nice option on the read and dropped. You can see, looked left, that drew the defense off, then the slant, and just not able to pull it in. There's 2 drops here by the Falcons. The first one was Birdwell in the end zone. But a nice play call and a good pass. It was right there.
Second down and 10, Skyline.
That could have been 6-2 because of the angle of the pass pattern, and it could have been 6. Could have taken it right in on the angle run. Handoff, Birdwell quickly met and hit hard twice and pushed back. So Central really starting to stiff, and they are playing some very spirited defense here. First to hit was Salazar, number 31.
A 1-yard gain by number 31, Chino Salazar.
So they gained 1 on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Skyline.
Really like the way that the linebackers are coming in and putting the hits on the run here on Birdwell in the 3rd quarter. Looking pass again. They've got 2 men open. Going to go corner. If he's able to pull it in, nice reception. That was a huge reception. And that was Logan Miller. What made that play difficult to defend is you had 2 receivers out there. And really the defender had to make a choice, and Miller was the one that they went to, and he was able to pull that one in.
First down and goal, Skyline.
So nice throw and catch and completion, and they're looking at potentially a 1st and goal. Ball sitting on the 5-yard line. action is what held the defense for a moment, and on the down and in, if you will, or the slant, they call them slants now, of course. That's where they got the score. Takes it up to 34 with just about 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Why the hell are we so far off?
It's going to be low on the extra point. We are not seeing anything official yet, and it's no good. So a nice pass play going to corner, and then of course on the play action able to take it in, and that's 6 points. So some very good passing, and Chase Silva really showing not only the arm but the experience and the maturity on both plays, making a very good decision when you had two people going deep, two receivers going deep, and he decided to go more back shoulder, and that's where they got it down to the 5-yard line. So some very good quarterback maturity here that we're seeing here in this evening. Left in the schedule tonight, Greeley Central, of course, will be playing Greeley West. That will be next Friday night. You can watch it right here on District 6 television. And then finishing it out against another tough team, which is Longmont. If you recall, we mentioned that they were really second or third in the league, depending upon how you want to look at it. They're 1-1 tonight. Very important games tonight for Longmont. We'll talk about some of the other games in a little bit. But Longmont, to stay in pace for a potential playoff berth, must win tonight. Skyline finishing this out will play against Monarch, also at 1-1. And then finishing out, that will be a great game if you can make it out. That will be in Loveland against the Indians. That will be on the 13th. So some great football coming your way right here at District 6 against Greeley West will be Central next week. 2:13 left on the clock. Skyline set to kick. Of course, Central ready to receive. Going to be a squib kick. And we'll see something. We didn't see a flag officially. So for whatever reason, we're going to try it again. There is a penalty up. It's going to go against Skyline, so we'll re-kick it, move it back 5 yards. A little more yardage there, or scenery, if you will. Real estate for the Central Wildcats to maybe get a nice run back. Enough speed in the secondary for the Wildcats on the reception side to make this interesting. We saw that earlier on one of the kick returns. So an opportunity to get some good field position here. Another squib kick, looked like a chip shot. Going to down it right at the 40-yard line where the Cats will begin. Good to have you along, District 6 Stadium. We're finishing the third quarter out. Really the key here again is to keep going to what set it up, which was some quick passes to open up the field, and then let Salazar and Martinez get those tough yards. We've seen that. That's been a pretty good prescription that's been working here. Really the key is just make some smart decisions when the pressure is on, meaning for Trujillo.
Let me hear you out there, Wildcat Nation! Let's go!
Misdirection on the handoff, ran into a wall basically. A little extra effort. We'll see how much yardage they gave.
Salazar fights through the crowd.
And that was Salazar again fighting his way through.
Second down and 9, gain of 1 on the play.
Salazar, interesting size. We're guessing about 5'11", about 185. That's really good size here for a high school running back, because you've got a nice mixture of power and speed there. Looking pass. We'll see if it's enough arm. And almost brought in. The defender was there to get his hand on it, but almost on the deflection, Central almost brought that one in. That could have been an interesting reception and a good effort.
Wildcats.
It's going to bring up third down. So a good idea to really open up the field going down the sideline on the pass. A little more arm, and that would have been 6. Clock is stopped at 1:28. Going weak side on the pass. Nice throw and catch, but pulled down before getting the first down. So Trujillo going weak side, went to Mark Sanchez, and it's going to be short by about 3 to 4 yards.
Excuse me, number 24 was Mark Sanchez.
So an interesting call here, just 1:21, only knocked off about 7 seconds on the clock before going out of bounds. And there will be a timeout on the field. Let's take a look at some of the state standings as we were talking about who are the leaders, and we'll give you basically the top 10. So Palmer Ridge and Pueblo West, Dakota Ridge, Fountain Fork, Carson, Ponderosa, Loveland, Windsor, Montrose, Broomfield, and Skyline. This is your top 10. All of them have not lost games. All of them at 3-0 this weekend will make a difference. We'll see who is left standing after this weekend as far as undefeated records so far, and that will make a difference as far as when we go into playoffs and how they set up the playoffs coming up in the weeks to come. But you're looking at a lot of teams there that average 30, 40, and as we've seen with Loveland and Skyline, averaging 50 points a game. Should be very entertaining football coming up in the weeks to come. Looking pass over the middle, intercepted. So what happened there was the receiver had not turned around, and it was one of those throw it in the window play, and the receiver was not there. He just went and gunned it, and you can see the interception. So 1:16 left here for the Falcons. Now the problem here is you have a very good quarterback who can throw it down the field 40 to 50 yards and not afraid to do it in Silva. Silva on the keeper, going to keep it himself, looking for the option, getting the first down and smartly going out of bounds, stopping the clock, and still 1:07 and got the first down. So you can see that option looked like Tim Tebow basically going left side. Defender decided to stay with the potential pitch, and that's where Silva made his cut and got the first down.
4-yard line, first down, Skyline. Tackled by number 20, Carlos Mejia.
Ball sitting on the 44. There's the fake. Defense is there. And losing the handle, it looked like Central came up with the ball.
And tackle in the backfield is Jay Silva. And there is a
And a great play, stripping the ball by Central. And coming up with the ball, a familiar number, Victor Martinez. So a nice strip, and Victor coming up with the trophy. And stopping that drive. Still a minute left here in this third quarter. So really, you look at the size of that line. Martinez, of course, at 285. Emilio Espinal, the 6-foot senior, at 275. Fighting his way as Salazar extending that play. Look at the legs churning. And getting the first down. That was huge. So Salazar getting the initial hole, but it was all Salazar after that. I want to call it a 13-yard gain. Clock is running. They're going to have to move this quick if they want to try to score. And our play action, Nothing there. Sandwich. And the clock is moving. I don't know if they're going to have enough time here to get this next one off as we finish out the third quarter. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. But nonetheless, fun to watch Salazar running tonight. A very good effort tonight by Salazar. And you got to be happy with Trujillo on the whole. Of course, he's made a few bad throws, but you can see he is coming and he's not afraid to throw it. Really, it's just making those decisions when you get the pressure to throw it away. So that's going to do it after 3 in the books, 34-6, Skyline on top. We'll be right back.
34 Skyline, 6 Wildcats. Let's go Wildcats. Now time to hear that Wildcat marching band.
No-go was Isaiah Escobar. A good route if he could have released that just a little bit earlier, giving him at least 1 or 2 feet to where he can keep it inbounds. But again, a good idea. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd down and 8 Wildcats.
Ball sitting on the 38-yard line. 3rd and 8. Looking pass again. Got a man open in the flat, just a little bit off, a little bit strong. Trying to go to Mark Sanchez, just a little bit off the fingertips. And that will bring up 4th down. So the play calling is good. It's now just getting the execution down and really getting the passes a little bit more on the mark, and this drive would be extended. As I look at the roster, and I've got to go through this, this is amazing, some of the sizes of these players for the Wildcats. Looking pass. Going to try to go corner, try to go back shoulder, tipped and knocked away. Understandable when you're down by this many points, why not go for it? So 2 defenders in the neighborhood, and the Falcons will take over on downs. But as I mentioned, the size of some of the linemen that the Cats have, I just got to run this one down shortly here. Lalo Gomez, number 74. He's 6'3", 300. Number 76, Carlos Salazar. He is a senior, 5'10", 350. You heard it correctly. Going back a few years, I think back to when the Spartans averaged about 280 to 320. But the players were a little bit taller back in the 2008 season. Silva looking pass, got a man open. Nice reception, spin move. Close to the 1st down on the move. We'll see what the mark is. That's Miller on the reception. He's going to be short by about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Number 34, Albie Fabella. 2nd down and 3. Skyline.
So ball sitting on the 46-yard line. Looking pass, here comes the pressure. Going to be pushed out of the pocket. Nice run by Silva, going to get the first down, and then going out of bounds at the same time, stopping the clock. 34-6. This is a team that normally averages 51 points. So where I'm going with this, basically, if the Cats can hold them under 50 points, that's pretty good. At times, we saw some nice defense on the secondary, swatting balls away literally right at the last second. Pass too high, opportunity there, but not able to draw it in on the defense. But the pressure on the quarterback, Silva, caused that play, disrupting it. So I like what I'm seeing pressure-wise here by the Cats. It's 2nd and 10. 10:55 left here in the ball game. Falcons trying to extend this. Silva looking again. Secondary doing a good job of defending, not able to throw it. There's the throw, but a nice catch. And going to, it looks like his favorite receiver. Actually check that. It is not Miller this time. And it went to Gutierrez. So mixing it up, really a lot of the receivers were covered, and that was a good catch. The defender was right there with him, just making a nice catch and a good throw. Ball now sitting on the 20-yard line. Looking past, a lot of passing here by the Falcons. Going end zone, over the shoulder, but no reception. So trying to hit Demetrio Martinez. He is the tight end at 6'5", 230. Just a little bit long, and that will bring up 2nd down. You think about really what we saw in the first half was more running by Birdwell. It's the second half has been more passing here by Silva. On the delay, Birdwell spinning, and it should be close to the first down on the run.
Straight up the gut for a first down.
So really the defense, you could see on that delay, was thinking pass, and then of course it was handed off to Birdwell for a nice gain.
Usually balls at the 9-yard line. First and goal, Skyline.
First and goal, ball sitting on the 9-yard line. Looking pass again. Nothing there. Defense doing a good job going weak side. Caught the man wide open to Miller. And it's another 6 on the board here for the Falcons. So really just extending that play, waiting for the receiver to get open was Silva, and taking it up to 40 points. So a chance here for another extra point. Missing earlier on the extra point was the Falcons. Extra point from here looks good. Still not getting an indicator here from. And they do. They give it. Yeah, they give it to him. It's now 41-6. So a nice series, and really that was a lot. Silva just extending plays. There was good pressure flushing him out of the pocket, but being very calm under pressure and just waiting for his receivers to get open. We saw some nice receptions on the sidelines, and then of course going there for the final score. So really we're seeing a very fine quarterback here tonight in Chase Silva. They're at 41 points. 9:42 left here in the ball game. We'll see if they make it to their season average of 51 points. So interesting to see Broomfield back in the hunt again. We haven't seen them in the standings for a number of years. Back in the 2008, 2006, 2007 seasons. Those were the teams when you'd figure it was either going to be Greeley West, it was going to be Loveland, or it would be Broomfield. So Broomfield back in the driver's seat. Taking on the 10-yard line, trying to go sideline. Nice idea. Nice gain and nice return on the play. And that was Caden Mace, freshman at 5'3". So we've seen some nice returns here by Caden this evening. And a nice effort by him to participate, get some numbers for him on the stat sheet. Ball going to be sitting at the 31-yard line. 9:34 left here in the ball game. Really nothing left to lose here. Going to the air has worked at times. And Trujillo, when he gets, we mentioned, gets out of the pocket, is very effective. Hand off, reverse, and it didn't. They didn't buy it, and a loss on the play.
And that play is blown up in the backfield. And there's longer on the field.
So that's going to bring up second down. And it looks like, yep, there is a flag on the play. It's going to go against Central. Illegal procedure.
False start,
or false start.
And the penalty is declined.
So kind of an interesting call. They lost 2 on the play. And that will bring up, we're going to call it second and 12. Pass in the flat. Extra effort, got a few yards on the play, got a couple of those yards back. So Trujillo completing, but the defense was there waiting. Again, got a little bit extra of what they lost on that previous play. So it's going to bring up third down and 9. So the ball sitting on the 32-yard line. Clearly going, here comes the pressure on the screen. Nice read. Extending the play, getting the first down. Nice effort. And it's a good call because you can see clearly that was going to Salazar. And good patience by Trujillo when the pressure came up and able to complete that. So this is a really good game for Trujillo tonight because he is being pressured and you can see he's getting more and more calm in the pocket. Completing that pass, moving the sticks, getting the first down. Ball sitting on the 45-yard line, clock is running. 8:20 left in this one. Handoff. And really maybe a half-yard gain. That will bring up second down. So that on the carry was Mark Sanchez. So we're starting to see a little more of Mark Sanchez now in this quarter. Really a heavy dose that we saw of Salazar, and it was nice to see Victor Martinez on the effort too with some of those blasts up the middle. Second and 9. Play action. Here's the pressure. Steps away from it. Nice reception and catch. It should be enough for the first down. That was a great effort on 2 people, both Isaiah Escobel fighting off. Really, the ball was very wobbly, and you could see the pressure on him on the hit. And the other good effort was Trujillo, because of the pressure, was not able to get the crispness, but did get the pass off, and you saw the completion. Salazar, inching, fighting, going to be close to the first down. What a great run by Salazar. Very impressive effort by Salazar tonight. It's going to be short of the first down, but again, a nice pickup. Picked up 9 on the play.
Second and 2, Wildcat Nation.
This is a team, you watch the Central Wildcats. There's some very good pieces to the offense tonight. That's Salazar easily getting the first down, extending the play. Probably got about 7 or 8 on the play. Clock is running 6:20. Really should be a very interesting ball game next week when both Greeley West and Central clash. You will see a lot of running in that, but I would anticipate more passing. We're seeing Trujillo getting a lot of attempts tonight. It'll be interesting to see how the West defense holds next week. That'll be on Friday night. Salazar. Again, me watching the scoreboard. If you're a Skyline fan, there are some great games coming up for you as well. It will be interesting to see how Loveland does tonight, as well as Monarch and Broomfield. Those are really the ones that they've got to watch here. Really, Pueblo West and some of those other teams out east really doesn't really, yeah, it matters, but really they're going to keep their eye on their competition close because those are the teams that they'll probably face early in the playoffs. Nice effort once again.
Run by number 31.
It is Salazar again, getting those tough yards, extending this play.
Wildcat.
It's going to be 3rd and 2, ball sitting on the 18-yard line. Well, that was an interesting play. And falling down and having trouble getting up. Wow. Kind of checking the knee there. We're not sure if there's an injury there. But that was Emilio Espinal who fell over. And you can see favoring that left knee and hobbling off. Wow. Not sure how he twisted the knee on that play, but they're going to tell him to sit down. And clearly hurting. Maybe a wise decision by one of the players for Central, which was Nathaniel Bosey, saying don't put pressure on that knee, don't maybe cause more injury, so they're going to work on him. Very interesting turn of events here this evening. So leaders-wise, I mean, this is really impressive if you look at what's been going on in the state as well as in the 4A conference. And as far as total yards now, we see Keegan Patterson of Longmont at 1,267 yards. Right behind him and adding a lot more tonight is Chase Silva. This is in the 4A Northern. Then Graydon Bidwell at 877. So you have 2 of the leaders in the 4A Northern that you're seeing here tonight. If you recall just a few weeks ago, Zach Rakowski, also at number 5 in the league. Zach, oddly enough, playing both quarterback and running back. And he's got 430 yards, total yards. Going corner. Nice reception and catch, coming back for the ball. And the defender didn't even see him. So a good reception by Isaiah Escobel, and they're going to move the sticks up and a chance to score here with 4:20. Plenty of time. Got to be patient and not lose your head if you're going to try to take it in on the pass play. Keep in mind, Trujillo does do very well on a scramble. We saw him score the 6 points on the play action earlier in the ball game. Trying to go left side, nothing there. A lot of Falcons there. So interesting, they're trying to go more power And going to Ivan Alvarez. He is normally the center. He's a senior, 5'10" and 235, trying to go power over the left side. We saw that with Martinez earlier. Second down, 7 yards to go. Clock is running, a little over 3 minutes left in this ball game. Play action, pressure there, nice. Oh, a little bit high on the pass. That's Martinez. He's banging his way down. And there's going to be a flag on the play. So, pass to the big man, we'll call him Refrigerator 2. And we'll see if this goes against the Cats or if there was a face mask, we're not sure. But really, Trujillo scrambling, happened to see Martinez. It might be even an illegal reception, if you will. Let's see what they call this. It's going to go against the Cats. Or an illegal receiver, basically. Yep, that's what it was. So we'll see. Earlier we saw a field goal attempt that didn't work. We're sitting at third down, still plenty of time.
Are we missing a back? Is Mark in there?
Really, what has worked? We keep seeing this, flushing Trujillo out of the pocket, giving him some time to be creative or let him run. Looking for a pass over in the corner, a little bit short. And understandably, Trujillo did not want to get it too close up high because that could have been picked off. So you can see him being more careful on his pass, even though it was short.
And the pass is incomplete from Trujillo, and it's 4th down and goal.
So it's going to be 4th and goal. And it looks like there is going to be a timeout on the field. They're going to discuss this. So as we mentioned, there's a lot of people putting up a lot of numbers out there. On the rushing side, no surprise here, number 1 in the 4A. Can you guess who it is? Of course, Graydon Bridwell at 7:55 coming into tonight, clearly over 100 yards. He's going to be close to 1,000 yards on the season if he's not already there now. Cole Carlucci from Monarch, one to watch at 4:04. Zach Rakowski, 393. Chase Silva right in there in the hunt. Garrett Harstad, remember him from Loveland? He's the quarterback. Then comes Joe Killian from Loveland, number 6. And at number 7, Yahir Salazar right in the hunt here. He's in the top 10 in the 4A Northern. So we're seeing some great efforts here and some great performances by a lot of these players here in the 4A Northern. Looking pass, going to go into the end zone. Comebacker, going to be short of the touchdown, but a nice reception. And most likely they'll turn this one over on downs. Going back to Escobar. So they're going to call a penalty against the Falcons.
And it is roughing the passer.
And they're going to call roughing the passer. Interesting. So this will extend the play. We'll see where they mark this and what the downs are. So it's going to be on the 1-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal. Still plenty of time, 2:21 left.
Let's count it in.
So this will be an interesting play call. Do you go with your power? Do you go with somebody like Martinez? Do you let Trujillo try to scramble or go back to Salazar, who's been very successful here this evening? Flag on the play. And it's a timeout here by Central. They want to talk this one over again. Still plenty of time. So some very interesting strategy here that we are seeing so far in this ball game. Other games tonight, Monarch at Loveland, that's a good one. Greeley West at Longmont. Some recent scores here for you. Monarch beating Greeley Central 51-13. Loveland over Greeley West, we saw that one. And of course Skyline, and they did beat Longmont 51-38. That was all last week. So the Trojans are always a threat. They average in the 30s, but you see them sitting at 1-1 in the league. So Longmont definitely not out of this. Of course, just 2 seasons ago, took the title. So 1:57 left in this ball game. Decisions made. We'll see what Central does here to try to get this one over the goal line. Play action. There's the pass, and it's knocked down. Caught. We'll see if they call that good. He may have been down. It looked like he was down before getting over the goal line. It looks like they are going to give him as a reception. Literally, it's on the 6-inch line now. And that's going to bring up second down. The clock is running. Wildcats looking to go over their season average of 7 points if they can get this touchdown. Play coming in, plenty of time here. So you have Sanchez in the backfield and Salazar. And they're trying to push him over the line, meaning Trujillo. It's going to be an interesting call because it is very close. And they do call touchdown. So Trujillo, with a little help from his friends, helping him get over the line. You can see really the push from the backside trying to get Trujillo in. And it's now 12-41, and looking for an extra point are the Central Wildcats. 52 seconds left in this ball game. You can watch a rebroadcast of this as many times as you like. Don't forget Comcast Channel 16. If you're here locally in Greeley, you can catch that nightly. Check your local listings for when this airs, but if you don't want to wait for that, you can go right to the YouTube channel or just go to District 6 website and you can watch it as many times as you like. So we're looking at a delay of game now against the Wildcats. 52 seconds left in this one. A lot of discussion here just to get a playoff. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Going to be movement on the line by the Falcons, so they'll get some of this back. That moves at 5. That'll make it a little bit, hopefully a little bit more easier on the 2-point conversion here for the Wildcats. Man in motion, looking for most likely a handoff here. Yep, there it is. And bullying his way, guess who? It's Salazar, but they do stop him at about the 1.5-foot line. So, to summarize, as we finish this one up, we did expect to see the air game here by the Falcons. No surprise there. We did expect to see obviously a very good effort by Graydon Bridwell. He had a nice night tonight. And some nice receptions. If you look at Nick Peterson, made some nice catches. And of course some good defensive plays here by the Falcons. But they're sitting at 41. Still some time to try to hit closer to that average. But let's take it over to the Central Wildcats. Some very good performances by Salazar tonight. Very good. And we saw some good individual efforts that we saw on some of the return kicks by Caden Mace. Also, some very good defensive efforts on the balls being knocked down, balls being stripped by the Central Wildcats, and Trujillo making some very nice plays himself on the pass and, of course, on the run to get the first touchdown. So some nice things here for the Central Wildcats, some good events here to build for next week going against Greeley West and for next season with this young team. As I mentioned earlier, don't forget Trujillo is only a freshman. So he's going to learn a lot of lessons here, not only from this season, but probably in the seasons to come, and we expect to hear some good things from Mr. Trujillo. Falcons waiting to receive. 52 seconds left in this ball game. Going to do a squib of their own. Open field. Going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to go aggressive here and try to go air and try to get another pass. Again, we've seen some very good efforts by Silva and some drop balls, surprisingly, by the receivers here of the Falcons. So next week, the Falcons do face Monarch. That should be another very good ball game. If you're in the Loveland area, go check out the Falcons against the Loveland Indians. That should be a very good shootout. We're going to do the victory kneel. And the clock should run right here. This should pretty much do it. So shaking the hands, good effort by both teams. Good sportsmanship. Nice to see that. Let's see if they do one more kneel down. Yep, they're going to do one more. Don't forget, next week on Friday night, right here, District 6 Stadium, Greeley West against Greeley Central will be a fun game, I promise you. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy Greeley West pulls out of the hat. And it should be a classic. So final score is 41-12. For my colleagues George Oberleitner and Dean Popejoy, I'm Mike Ray bidding you a pleasant good evening, and we hope to see you next week here on District 6 Television. You have yourself a good night.
And that's the game. Skyline 41, Greeley Central 12. Our flop battle.